Hello, welcome. In this video, we are going to discuss about the vectors for animals. Okay, we will be discussing about vectors for insects as well as vectors for mammal. Okay, so let's start with vectors for insects. Now, P element, which is a transposon, is used as a vector in Drosophila. Okay, in Drosophila, you are using P element as a vector. Now this P element has the size of 2.9 kb and it contains 3 genes which are flanked by short inverted repeat sequences, and these short inverted repeat sequences are present at the either end of the element. Okay, so the P element is made up of 2.9 kb kilobases. In it there are 3 genes, and these 3 genes are flanked by short inverted repeat sequences. Now the genes present in the P element code for transposase. Okay, this transposase is an enzyme which catalyzes the transposition process. Okay, so the genes present in the P element code for transposase which catalyzes the transposition process. Now this inverted repeats serve as the recognition sites. Okay, inverted repeat forms recognition site sequences which enable the enzyme to identify the two ends of the inserted transposon. Okay, the enzyme is able to identify the two ends of the inserted transposon because of the presence of this inverted repeats which forms the recognition sequence for this enzyme. Now this vector is a plasmid that carries 2 P elements, and out of this 2 P elements, one P element contains an insertion site for the DNA that is to be cloned. Okay, so the vector has 2 P elements. Out of that, one P element contains the insertion site for the DNA that is to be cloned. Now the insertion of this new DNA into the P element results in the disruption of the transposase gene. Okay, when a new DNA is inserted into the P element, then there is disruption of the transposase gene. But the second P element, right, there are 2 P elements in the vector. The second P element of the plasmid has the intact version of this transposase gene, which results in the formation of transposase enzyme, and that is how the transposition is carried out then. Now, vector for insects based on viral DNA are not common. However, double-stranded DNA of the baculoviruses are used as cloning vectors for many insects. Okay, for many insects, the double-stranded DNA of the baculovirus is used as a cloning vector, even though the vector for insects based on the viral DNA are not common. Now, these baculoviruses, whose genome which are used as vectors for many insects, have a rod-shaped capsids and have a large double-stranded DNA genome. Okay, they have a rod-shaped capsids and they have a large double-stranded DNA genome. Now let's have a short discussion about vectors for mammal as well. Now genome of many viruses are used as cloning vectors for mammals. Okay, you are using viruses as cloning vectors for mammals. Okay, so the first vector which was used for mammalian cells was based on S40 virus genome. Okay, so the SV40 virus genome, by using the virus genome of this SV40, we made the first vector for mammalian cell. Now this SV40 is a small virus that infects monkeys such as simian. Now new genome of many viruses such as adenoviruses and papillomavirus, okay, adenovirus and papillomavirus which have a relatively high insertion capacity are used as vectors for cloning and expression of genes in mammals. Okay, so the genomes of viruses like adenoviruses and papillomavirus are used as vector for cloning and expression of genes in mammals, and these kind of vectors have relatively high insertion capacity as well. Nowadays, this retrovirus is the most commonly used vector for mammals. Okay, retrovirus. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.